Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We're going to begin tonight with big news out of the Middle East. Israel and Hamas have agreed to extend their pause in fighting for 2 more days. Now, the deal is expected to follow the same conditions as the original temporary ceasefire. 3 Palestinian prisoners released for every Israeli hostage freed. Now, these are the faces of the 69 hostages, all kidnapped during the Hamas terror attacks on October 7th, and they have been freed. 50 of the hostages were released under this deal that the U.S. helped broker, and 30 of them are children. Now, on Sunday, the hostage for prisoner exchange included the freeing of the youngest American captive, 4-year-old Abigail Moradon. The agreement has also freed 150 Palestinian prisoners. And in Israel today, we saw Elon Musk touring Kibbutz Kfar Aza, visiting the house where Abigail was kidnapped and her parents were murdered in front of her. The trip comes after the billionaire faced international backlash for endorsing an anti-Semitic post. Musk was scolded by Israel's president over the content on his social media platform X. Now, there's a lot to get to tonight, and CBS's Holly Williams will start us off from Tel Aviv. Good evening, Holly.
Good evening, Nora. The temporary ceasefire was due to end tomorrow morning at 7 local time. But tonight, Hamas confirmed to CBS News that it's committed to releasing 20 more hostages in return for a 2-day extension of the ceasefire. As this evening, another group of captives has been freed.
Another 11 hostages were released by Hamas tonight, including 8 children. The youngest, a pair of twins, just 3 years old. In Israel, there's more joy and more relief. It follows the release last night of Abigail Moradon, a dual US-Israeli citizen who turned 4 while held captive. Her parents were killed in the October 7th attacks. She ran to a neighbour's house only to be kidnapped by the militants.
What's it been like for your family to have her come home?
Wow. It's like a dream come true because we were in a nightmare.
Ella Moore is Abigail's aunt.
Does she know that she's lost her parents?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's so much for a 4-year-old.
It's so much. Yeah, so it's something I can't answer.
The temporary ceasefire has held since Friday, allowing people in Gaza to take stock of the devastation wreaked by Israeli airstrikes and fighting, and hundreds of trucks to deliver aid, including desperately needed fuel. Israel so far held up its end of the hostage deal, releasing over 100 Palestinian prisoners, many of them teenagers. There were celebrations on the streets of the West Bank to welcome them home, where some waved the green flag of Hamas. One of those freed was Norah O'Donnell, who was just 16 when she was arrested in 2015 for the attempted stabbing of an Israeli man. I can't describe my joy, she said. Yesterday I was in prison and today I'm in my home with my family. Here in Israel, families have also reunited. Hagar Brodetz and her 3 children thought their father Avahai had been killed by the militants until they were released. And Mayan Zin finally has her daughters, Ella and Daphne, back in her arms. But for Iris Weinstein-Huggy, so far there's been no good news. Her 70-year-old mother, Judy, is believed to be one of the American hostages, a former English teacher originally from New York.
The hostages that were released didn't see her, didn't hear about her, no information still about her. You know, I don't have any proof of life from my mom, nothing.
The releases over the last 4 days have been bittersweet for many hostage families, including some in which a mother and her children have been released, but the father is believed to remain in captivity. Nora.
Holly Williams, thank you so much.